Okay.
Okay, we're live. Let's go,
Um,
baby.
all right.
All right. So anyway, who wants to give us a recap of what happened last time?
Oh, let me see. Okay, I can try.
It's
I
been a
can try.
Oh
couple
Well,
weeks,
no,
but I mean,
no, we're not letting Mike do it. Give
I
it
don't,
to Kelsey.
I
I'm
don't
not gonna
feel.
do. I'm not gonna do it in the voice of Alexei Smirnov, although that would be amusing.
No, it wouldn't.
If,
No, no, it'd be hard to understand.
no.
I don't know
So
why
you
I just
Okay.
said,
immediately went like, no, it wouldn't be. Shut up.
No. Yeah, you would not want to get inside his head. So essentially, last time on the Spy and Die in LA, as we know, so our group of our CIA operatives, or should we say, uh, mercenaries hired by the CIA in some cases, because some of them are. It's a very international group. Um, we were sent to the to LAX to retrieve. I believe, if I remember the guy's name correctly, I do have
Petrinkov.
it in my
Petrenko.
Petrenko.
Yes,
Oh yes,
Petrenko.
I remember because it sounds like Plinko.
But
Nikolai Petrenko, who
Nikolai
essentially
Petrenko.
yes, who essentially was the brain, who was essentially was an inventor behind a kind of a new weather sheet, a cloud seeding technology. That both the CIA that both the Americans and the Russians wanted to get their hands on. And so he was being brought in by by one of the CIA's top agents, known as codenamed Peregrine. Um, but as we got to the airport, there were some suspicious-looking characters in dark sunglasses, because all suspicious characters wear dark sunglasses, right? Who were kind of wandering around, and they basically pulled their guns out as soon as Peregrine and Nikolai showed up, and a firefight ensued. Lots of shooting, lots of people going down, lots of people just going like walking up, all like you know Terminator style, basically doing headshots because of our weird close quarters combat rule, which I'm not sure we're keeping after this, but oh
No, we're
well.
not. No, we're not.
Yeah,
We're
because
getting away with point
because we
blank
abused the
shots.
point
shit out of
blank,
that.
it
Yeah.
was boy, yeah, it was kind of nuts. A lot of people were going around, and one of our but one of our guys, William Connolly, played by Tom Cruise, and as he got severely wounded, to the point where he may have had to go to the hospital. Fortunately, his sweetheart, Sergeant Lisa Melrose of the Los Angeles LAPD, showed up and was all concerned, like, "Oh no!" and was able to take him in. Meanwhile, speaking of romance, and then I mentioned it was also Valentine's Day today. Instead, in any case,
We're
Peregrine
all
and
lonely.
Nikolai. Yeah. Apparently, Peregrine kind of fell in love with her assignment, Nikolai. So that's
Yeah,
going
they
on.
started making out in the car once they were cleared
Yeah,
about that.
and of course Alexi's like, "Oh, I see what's going on here," and kind of and freaked Peregrine out a little bit, like, "Oh, I don't trust this guy at
The two
all."
of them, they are doing the hokey pokey.
They're doing the hokey pokey. Yes, it's like wise men say only fools rush in.
The
Yeah,
pokey. All right.
and then so we go. So then the as William went with Leo to the hospital to be checked, basically treated. The rest of our crew went back to the Is it the Beverly Hills Hotel?
It is the
Yes.
Beverly Hills Hotel.
Yes,
The
we were.
historic Beverly Hills Hotel.
Yes, we went back there. We got through our debriefing, and as we got to the debriefing, Peregrine said, "Oh, told our Michelson, our handler, yeah, we need to get Alexei to we need to get the Nikolai to a safe house, but do not take that Russian weirdo, because I don't trust him."
Yes, Peregrine
Yeah,
is very wary of
of
Alexei.
yes, very much so. Probably with
He's
good
a real
reason.
sweetheart once you get to know him.
Oh yeah.
It was specifically because of the kinds of questions Alexei was asking in the car
Yeah.
when they
Hmm.
were en route to the hotel. Alexei was
Right.
kind of acting a little suspect, and
Yeah,
she kind of, yeah.
and plus Alexei is not exactly what you would call the most friendly or outgoing of people. He's just kind of, gives unsettling vibes everywhere he goes. So, yeah. But that is what happened there 2 weeks ago, and we are now going to find out what's going to happen next.
So at the end of last session, I believe William. Well, I know William was being driven to the hospital by Lisa,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
Annette, I think, went with them.
No, I think
Nope,
it
that was me.
Yeah, it was Leo.
Okay, it was Leo. It was Leo. Okay, my bad. And then the other three, you were there at the hotel, and then Sarah Everett. Once Peregrine and Nikolai Petrenko were able to give their debriefing. The question next was where outside of LA they could keep them. And Sarah Everett recommended Fleur Renew, uh, her Malibu mansion, and Annette, that's a place that you'd actually been to before. You know that it's a pretty posh place. It has its own helicopter pad. Um, it's it's one of those oceanfront mansions, um, that where the owners typically pray there's not a rock slide or a landslide or anything like that. Um, but yeah, that it's secure. She has her own security people, and all the times that the CIA has used her place or had her involved in certain things, the Russians really haven't ever come up. Like she hasn't had like a lot of Russian involvement, so you would think that it might be able to throw any Russian agents off the track because they might not know about it. Also, very important to add that Alexei noticed something very specific about the people that they had the gunfight with in the airport.
Oh yes, two of them. One of them was actually former comrades of his. One of them.
Well, no, you saw. I'm talking about the people that you were actually gunfighting against.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. One of I believe they were. One of them was. I believe not Chet, not. But I think it was. I can't remember if they were Bosnian or.
None of the ones that you saw looked specifically Russian, or
Right.
like they. And I did say they looked more like Central Europe.
Yes. Yeah. Or
Like
Central Eastern Europe kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
Latvian, Czechoslovakia, different
Right. Yeah.
types. Yeah.
From Czechoslovakia. That's right. So it's
Mhm.
basically potentially a third faction is involved with this. You know.
So that was one thing. I don't think Alexei pointed that out to anybody, though. To be honest.
Don't
Wait,
think he did.
Hang on, didn't
He
he?
don't. He.
Did,
I
didn't he
don't know if he
mention?
would remember.
I thought at the end of last session he mentioned it to fucking
No,
what's
he
his
meant
name?
what he mentioned. He mentioned the two. He mentioned that Gregor and Slavania might have been there.
Svetlana.
Said
Svetlana.
I think he mentioned it to Petrenko.
Vet. Svetlana. Here, I'll put it in chat.
Svetlana.
No,
Yeah.
not Svet. Vet.
Svet.
Svet. You're saying the S and the V together. Svet.
Svetlana.
Svet.
Nope,
Svet.
keep putting too hard an
Sle-
emphasis on the S.
You're too hard on the S. Svet.
It's okay, Mike. I can't speak
Svetlana.
either.
Okay.
We just have to bully Mike into pronouncing things correctly.
Pronounce Russian
It's
name.
Svet-
hard for him
Svetlana.
to pronounce because this is something.
Because it's my
McNulty, Svetlana. Say it now, Svetlana.
Svetlana.
Svetlana. What the fuck?
We'll come back to it.
What is this? Hell?
Yes, we will. Yeah, at some point we will.
Oh god damn it. Okay.
So I was saying, it's kind of important for Mike to get that down, seeing as how she's actually somebody he knew in his past. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Maybe he had a nickname for her.
He did see them at the airport. It looked like Gregor once he saw Alexei. Like they both looked a little shocked, and Gregor went for his pistol.
Yeah.
But Svetlana was like, no, because there
Don't
were
do
also
it now.
cops. There were also cops there. They kind of beat a hasty retreat. They
Yep.
were the ones using the outside car.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway, so it was established that, and we're picking up now. Just probably about an hour after the debriefing.
Okay.
I did not prepare a hospital thing because honestly, I didn't know anybody was ever going to get to the hospital.
No, you put us there. So.
You've had 2 weeks.
Well, I mean, not to mention to being that in this game we could easily die. I mean, I imagine.
I love how this
whatever.
entire
he has the morgue ready. He just doesn't have the hospital.
Right. So we're going to go over to our map real quick, and we're going to pick up while the briefing was going on. While the debriefing was going on with Peregrine and Nikolai. You're at the hospital, and you know what? I've actually got a little. I forgot about this. I've actually got a thing now. Hang on.
You got a little something
The
for us?
hospital music.
Yeah, I actually have hospital ambience
Nice.
because we just had to use it for Stars That Number.
Let me turn up my volume
okay.
here to really get into it.
Okay, why am I not hearing any noise coming out? What the fuck?
That's on your end.
I know.
Everybody else should be hearing.
No,
it.
I know. I'm trying to figure out why I'm not hearing.
So-
I'm not even hearing any music at all.
Yeah, I've
Try refreshing the page.
Fuck.
no. I mean, the music's been going the whole time. It's your volume settings probably in Roll20 or. I feel like we've been through this like a trillion times.
Yeah.
So anybody who can't hear audio should probably have already figured it out by now, maybe.
Mhm.
Anyway, so Leo and William, you're in the hospital. Leo, they're letting you. You had your own wounds, but nothing bad as William. William's actually in a hospital bed, and they've got a nurse and a doctor, that are bandaging you up. Leo, William, you're
I would have needed.
I'm
surgery.
dead.
yeah, you're actually you're not dead. You
Okay,
keep it
baby.
up, you will be. But you're actually in a bed. You had like the thing with you is like you didn't have a gunshot wound anywhere vital. You just had multiple gunshots. Nothing that required surgery, but it does.
So I'm just
require
feeling like
them
I'm
to
mostly
go in
feeling
and-
like shit. Is what you're saying?
Just stitch them up.
Yeah,
Stitch
I
up
mean,
all the holes.
you feel like hammered shit, but at the same time they're pulling they're pulling bullets out of you and stopping the bleeding and stitching you up and everything, and they're trying to keep an eye on you, make sure there's no infection setting in, that sort of thing. Hang on, I need to bring somebody over here.
You mean Sergeant Melrose, I assume.
Yeah, I need to bring Sergeant Melrose over here.
And while he's doing that quick quiz for you, Neil, what's your character's name?
William Connolly. Yes, we're
And what's my character's name?
Leo Jimenez.
Okay, just making sure.
I'm gonna forget midway through the session. We know this.
All right, so Lisa has been. You remember? I mean, she's also a cop. She's the one that drove you guys to the hospital in a squad car. But she's also Big Bill's ex-fiance, and you see her now. She's not sitting at your bedside, Bill. Nothing that maudlin. She is kind of in the doorway, and every now and then you see it looks like she goes across the hall and talks on the payphone because this is 1987.
Payphones are a big thing.
And then every now and then there are uniformed officers who will come in. Oh, we lost our hospital ambience because I did not have it on repeat. There we go. Every now and then there's a plain, or not a plainclothes officer, an actual uniformed officer, like a patrol cop, that comes in and looks like, gives her some more information, update. Looks like he's out, like she's getting updates from the hall and that kind of thing. Leo and William, is there anything you guys want to go over while Lisa is outside? And we'll say that the doctors are done patching you up. Let's see here. Let me look real quick because I've got. Hang on before you get too involved in anything. Let me look up. You would have had first aid from the hospital and medicine. So you each get 1 hit point and then plus 1d3 hit points. So you each get 1d3 plus 1 hit points.
That's not a lot. I'm not missing a lot, but I feel like for Will, that's probably less than he was hoping for.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping to get back up to half, but you know what? Fuck it.
I mean, you
don't get shot again.
So
you
it's
got shut the fuck up. You may have to have a few days bed rest here.
It's 1d3 plus 1, right?
1d3 plus 1.
Okay.
Very helpful for Very helpful for Leo.
Hey, guess who's back to full health?
Yeah. Almost. You're.
Oh yeah, that's right,
You're
21.
one,
Yep.
yeah, you're one away.
Just a
God
scratch.
damn it. Shit.
So yeah, Bill. That in fact, the doctor that was that had taken your bullets out, and they do the whole thing where they take it out with forceps and drop it in a pan and everything, and another uniformed cop comes in and takes it in as evidence, and but the doctor that like actually pulled the bullets out, she flat out tells you you're gonna have to stay here for a couple of days. There's no getting around that.
I'm out.
You're too much risk of an infection. So yeah, you're gonna have to sit out a little bit.
So
All right,
actually, real quick, thank you for not letting me speak. Like, thanks for cutting me off, or thanks for not letting me cut you off, because I was gonna call myself Leo and I was gonna hate myself.
Well, you couldn't hate yourself more than we hate you already, if that helps at all.
I appreciate that.
It was big of you to admit that. So go ahead.
Hang on. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put an update in our main channel, letting people know that
We're live.
yeah.
That we're live.
Action. To
Honk,
catch
honk.
all our thrilling spy thriller action with our all-star cast.
Yep.
Oh yeah, yep.
But
Now I'm dreaming of like a TV show starring, or like a serial drama starring all of these actual actors.
Mm-hmm.
Tom,
been
like
deprived.
pre-Scientology Tom Cruise, that would have been a fucking
Yeah.
sight.
Well, with the younger, because obviously these are old pictures. But yeah,
All right, so yeah, we'll say that the doctors and nurses that were patching guys up, they've left the room now. Lisa's outside, talking to a couple of uniformed officers. It's just the two of you alone in the room now. What would you like to discuss, if anything?
So William turns to Leo and says, "Do we ever get confirmation that Peregrine made it? That Peregrine and Petrenko made it back to the hotel?" I said that so boringly. I'm sorry.
it's okay. You've been through a lot, my friend. No, I haven't heard yet. But once there is a moment, I will try to call them.
And Will kind of relaxes for a minute and says, "That's good."
Rest,
The
my
doctor,
friend.
and Will turns to Leo. The doctor said that I'm gonna be stuck here for a few days. They won't let me leave under any circumstances.
I know. I was standing right here.
But I was going to say, tell Dex that he's in charge. It's his op until I get out of here.
Well, I think that will be for Michelson to decide, but I'll let him know that you give him your blessing. He's the natural choice, I think.
Agreed. I could probably.
All right.
Oh, okay.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
I was
sorry.
gonna say
I
I was gonna say that you might want to start heading back that way. They're gonna be expecting us.
You're probably correct. I will. Is there anything else you want me to tell them?
No. Don't worry about me. Just tell them not to worry about me. Lisa and the hospital staff can get me back into fighting shape.
I imagine so.
Will gives him a wink. Get on going, man. You got this.
Vaya con Dios, my friend. I'm going.
Okay, I'm gonna do
All
my
right.
laundry. I'll be right back.
So Leo, you're leaving to go rendezvous back with the others, correct?
Yes, and I will take the agreed upon circumpent route. I forget the word. I will take a non-direct route.
Okay. How are you getting there? You hailing a taxi? I'm assuming, or
I will hail a taxi. Yes.
okay. All right. So you hail a taxi. You start making your way back to over to the Beverly Hills Hotel. This makes it easier for the hit team to come in and eliminate William.
I considered it earlier, but I'm like, nah, he's probably okay.
Good thing you mentioned that when Neil wasn't here.
Yeah, I gotta wait. Now I gotta wait for Neil to get back for you guys to get. Actually,
Just
hang on.
switch it to a map of like a hospital, a combat map, and just wait for him to come back.
We're dragging you, Leo. We're dragging you back momentarily.
Yeah, all good.
And then as soon as Neil gets back, we will have this because I needed you to hear this bit of information that's coming up as well.
Okay.
If you're heading back to the others, you should have this information. That would just play the waiting game, waiting for Neil to get back.
See, anyone seen any good movies lately?
I'm trying to think what recently came out.
I watched the hotel, no, the what was it, Grand Hotel Budapest the other day, and I had never seen that.
I've
older
heard
movie,
good
right?
things about it. I wasn't sure if it was
I mean,
worth watching.
it's a Wes Anderson movie, so it's just
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know, but it was enjoyable. I had fun.
okay.
Love that movie.
That's what's important, I think.
The ending makes me sad, but in a good way.
Yeah.
I have yet to catch up. I only seen 2 episodes of the Book of Boba Fett. I have to catch up with all the rest of them.
You know, it
Oh.
was very middling for me. Like, honestly, it was just like there were some good moments, but it was just kind of meh.
I mean, the finale for me was action packed. That was
The
like,
finale was amazing, but
I was
as a
like, holy
whole,
shit.
the whole like series, I'd say was kind of.
Oh, was it only like 8 episodes?
It's not that long, yeah.
Oh, okay. So I
The-
mean, I've been meaning to catch up to it at some point, but then I've been
No,
watching the
the
Legend
prob-
of Vox Machina stuff and everything.
The problem is that 2 episodes. It's kind of like it's not even about Boba Fett.
No, it's the Mandalorian season 3.
And now don't get me wrong. I enjoyed those episodes,
Mm-hmm.
but
It just felt out of place, yeah.
for a series called Book of Boba Fett,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of need to see Boba Fett. Maybe the stuff with the Mandalorian. Maybe
They give him his own series. Call it
yeah,
the
maybe-
Mandalorian.
what if he had his own series? Maybe
Yeah. I mean, but because I mean, the thing is, I just have to catch up on that one, but I've been watching the Legend of Vox Machina animate.
Yeah, that's been really
series.
good.
Yeah,
I'm
and
actually not
I
caught
know
up,
I
but-
mentioned I was annoyed with the Scanlan character, and then came episode 7. It's like, oh yeah, I remember this part in the campaign
Episode,
1.
yeah, that was like my favorite episode of Critical Role was that whole
Yep.
thing where Scanlan's distraction and turning into a Triceratops and all that cool
Yep.
shit. Okay, okay,
That's a
Neil,
big moment,
Neil
yeah.
is finally back. Okay, thank
Yes,
you.
Thank
good.
you.
I'm sorry.
All right.
We were waiting on
That's
an
okay.
important story moment for
Yeah,
you.
we're waiting specifically for you to be back. Leo, as you're getting ready to leave, Lisa, hang us. You see her. She was talking to a couple of cops, and she made a phone call. Then she heads back inside. She goes, "Well, I've got a little bit of news for you. None of the people that you shot in the airport have. None of them had identification. None of them had fingerprints.
When being in the CIA, would I be familiar with that sort of thing? Is that something that happens often? Like, yeah, it's just an everyday thing.
I'm gonna say being in the CIA, but also having been a criminal before. Go ahead and give me a. Hang on.
Do I need to make one
Trying to
too?
think. I'm trying to think what this would be.
Intelligence, education, history.
Do you have law?
I have no law. I have 5.
Then give me just a regular intelligence check. Actually, you and William both can do it. Okay.
Oof. Starting off.
Ooh.
Do you want to spend? Oh, at the start
We
of the
didn't,
session,
yeah.
we did not roll for luck. Let's go ahead and do that now. Okay. All right. Before
Okay.
we do anything else, and we'll do this in order of how you appear to me down there in the bottom left. Rick, go ahead and have Leo make his luck check.
I wish I could have spent luck before that.
Okay, so good news, you failed. So roll 2d10 plus 10, and that's how much luck you get back.
Let's go. 20.
Okay, that's
wow.
not bad.
nice.
Yeah.
And remember, you
Ooh.
cannot go above 99.
That's
All
okay.
right. Next up is Alex. Alex, go ahead and do your roll check or do your luck check.
I'm feeling lucky
Your
now.
luck roll.
Love to do a luck check.
You also failed.
Hey, I got
You
it.
don't even fail by
Based.
that much, though.
Oh, I
That's
forgot.
the-
Yeah, I
Wow.
forgot you had none. So go ahead and roll 2d10 plus 10, and that's what you get to add.
You didn't even fail by that much. Is the scary part.
Yeah.
If I
20.
needed more.
All right. Next up, since Alex and Kelsey are doing the same thing. Or no, Kelsey's at the end. Kelsey's doing her own thing tonight. All right. William, go ahead and give us your luck check.
Oh, yeah. Luck check.
That's-
Okay.
You're
That's you,
William,
Neil.
by
That's
the
you,
way.
Neil.
Yeah.
All right. You also failed. Roll 2d10
Yes.
plus 10. And also remember to record any kind of
Man, you beat-
any kind of skill checks that you made in previous episodes. You know, like
Mhm.
Mostly firearms, I think.
mostly firearms. Yeah. All
Mostly
right.
firearms, yeah.
Next up is Mike. Roll for Alexi.
Okay. Oh, yep.
All right, go ahead and add 2d10 to your luck.
Close to everyone getting a positive result on this.
You've jinxed Kelsey.
Jinx goes, nah,
Oh,
she'll come through for us. I believe in her.
Okay.
Got disconnected. She's reconnected.
Slash R.
yeah, there we go. Oh,
So
that
5 plus 10. Okay,
15.
so 15. All right,
15.
Kelsey,
Okay.
go ahead and do your luck check, please. Please, ma'am.
Would you please?
All
And she
right.
rounds-
Yes.
She
You also
comes through
failed,
for us.
so add roll 2d10 plus 10 and add that to your luck, please.
Wait. Oh yeah.
Looks like we're all feeling lucky today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm scared now.
Don't
Why?
I'm in danger.
You're-
Well, because
be.
you
You were
said
in
our lucky
danger
day.
before, so nothing has changed.
Did I do it right? I just want to make sure because I don't want to look like an idiot.
I don't see anything.
That works.
Oh. She's asking Alex, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just want to pull a mic.
All
and
right.
type
Yeah, and if you did-
all right. Add 19 to and that's luck.
Alrighty, we're all starting lucky, and I would like to use some of that luck to amend my roll if possible.
Okay, yeah. So you can spend 6 luck, and you and William are both
Mine
keen
is
to this
6.
information.
Good.
Unfortunately, there's not a skill tied to that. It was just a base intelligence check. So, but yeah, you both know that it is not uncommon for criminals and like clandestine operatives to use acid to get rid of their fingerprints.
So Will and Leo look at each other. I finally got to use the two in the same sentence. Wow. But Will turns to Leo and says, "That's not really a surprise. It seems commonplace right now."
No, but it confirms what we know.
Agreed.
Also, they aside from their weapons, they did find some interesting items. They found a couple of matchbooks from the Tiger Claw. It's a bar in Chinatown. And also they found a receipt there. Looks like they all might have gone there for drinks within the last couple of days.
And then Will turns to Leo and says, "We might want to follow up on that. Take at least one other person and go there and see if you can find anything out about where they came from."
Well, I'll share the information first. We'll see what Michelson wants us to do.
Agreed.
But I'll make a note of it. Thank you,
All right.
Sergeant.
All right, so Leo, you grab that vital information, and I guess you're heading out. You're getting the taxi and then going back to the Beverly Hills Hotel.
Now you've got me paranoid. I'll take the second taxi. The first taxi, I'll be like, no.
Okay. All right. Do you call the hotel ahead of time and let them know or let Michelson and them know you're coming, or?
Probably should. Yeah, I forgot that I don't have a cell phone.
Yeah, there's no
Yes.
cell phones right now. Okay.
Yes, I will use a quarter and call ahead.
All right, very good. So you depart, and then Lisa comes and sits. She sits by your bed, Big Bill. You see now that there's a couple of uniformed officers sort of stationed outside your door.
Will turns and looks at them and says, "Friends of yours?"
And she nods, just goes, "Yeah. Given the nature of what happened, this has caused quite a headache for me. By the way, you know, there's calling me ahead of time and telling me, hey, something might go down. Have some cops on standby. You know, to intercede if they need be. This was above and beyond anything I had expected."
And Will says,
And-
Will replies, "It was above and beyond anything we predicted what would happen."
Now we have an international airport, one of the world's busiest, under lockdown. No flights coming in and out. And I know you can't tell me anything, but I really wish you could, because none of this makes sense, and it's created a huge headache for us.
And Will kind of tenses up a little bit and then kind of begins to relax. You know, he's trying not to, strain himself too much, and he says, "I wish I could tell you. You have no idea how much I want to tell you."
And she holds up a hand. I've heard it so many times before. Second
Walk
verse,
into that trap.
same as the first. I don't need your excuses. It's fine. I'll navigate through it. It'll be fine. We're going to say it was something else. So
And Will nods, probably for the best.
And so that was a loud door opening. Did y'all hear that? Jesus, on the.
I did. Yeah.
Where was it from?
It was coming from the sound effect.
Mhm.
From the hospital ambience.
That's Leo finally going after he makes the call.
Yeah.
Hey,
And she,
it's got canon.
huh?
I said it's in canon now.
Oh, okay. So Lisa stands up, and you can see now that like as the adrenaline's wearing off and the headache of having to deal with all this shit sets in. She's gone from oh my god, is Bill going to die to maybe hey fuck Bill, right? Maybe she's gone. Maybe the stress is worn off enough that she's already flipped back to.
And Bill has known her long enough to know that look, and he kind of just settles in for a dressing down.
And she so she takes a deep breath and sighs, and she's like, I need a cigarette. I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna go home and I don't know, get some clothes or something. I'll come back later. I'll spend the night up here, make sure you're okay. I don't want to leave you like this. I'm not done yelling at you. I don't want you to die.
and Will kind of does a little smirk. I appreciate you looking out for me, and I appreciate you not letting me off the hook for this. You're nothing if not consistent, Lisa.
And she just kind of smirks and she's like, yeah, it's just it's par for the course with us. And she there's a disappointed kind of smile on her face, but then like maybe she wishes things had been better, but then she heads out.
Will kind of just looks at the ceiling, and he's like, "Ah, god damn it."
And after 5 minutes, the two cops stationed outside walk in and shoot you dead. No, I'm kidding.
Oh
On the
no!
bright side, you can
Is it
always try
Hydra?
dying if things get bad.
All right, so we're gonna go back over to the Beverly Hills Hotel. Right there. Hang on. Nope, ignore that. You guys already went inside.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're at this is scene transition. We're back at the Beverly Hills Hotel. Let me put Leo on here.
There's no one here.
All right.
Oh, there it is.
Let me turn the hospital off, since we're no longer in the hospital. Bring up a little interlude music maybe. So yeah, the debriefing's done. You see Mendelsohn and come out of a separate room he was in that suite with Peregrine and Petrenko, Nikolai, and
You mean Michelson? Because he said Mickelson.
Michelson. Yeah,
Phil Mickelson was here
not
helping us
Phil
out.
Mickelson. Yeah,
Mads Mikkelsen was also in this room.
but actually, you know what? No, we'll say that. We're going to say that they are still in the room with the debriefing when you walk in, and Harry Lyman is on the phone again. Once again, you hear it several times: Singapore, Thailand, Munich, Singapore,
Very,
Minsk.
very important.
Prague, Singapore. And so Leo comes in to the suites. You guys see Leo come in. What happens?
Buenas tardes.
Hey,
Hey.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that over someone giggling.
how's Will doing?
He will live. He's under Sergeant Melrose's care.
Oh, I bet he is.
Hey,
Let's
Alexa,
see.
you got a light? No, stop.
And Alexi's like, "No, I have no life."
Yeah,
Roll
I
for
can't hear. He's like, I'm sorry. Ears ringing from gunshots going off in airports. Yeah. In any case, yeah, little bit of development. So Peregrine and the Nikolai, they're a thing apparently.
Interesting, but this often happens on assignments.
True.
Even it's not supposed to, but such is the way of the world.
Which concerns me, and I didn't want to mention this in front of Mikkelsen. Hopefully, there's not an emotional compromise involved.
That is true. We'll have to be careful for that.
Mm-hmm. In
But
any case,
is Michelson around? I have information to share.
I think he's still talking with Bergen and Nikolai. I guess they're doing some debriefing. Why? What you find out?
Well, I don't want to have to explain it twice. I'll wait for him if you don't mind.
Oh yeah. Um, it says,
I trust the rest of your trip was uneventful.
well, I pull bullet out of shoulder, and he shows up, and he basically shows the dish with the
What the
bullet. It's like,
That's nicer than the ones they pulled out of me, to be honest.
Hang on 1 second. I gotta close the door. I just realized I left the door with my mom out there.
She's got to be used to your squawking by now. To your,
Right.
and all the berserk noises.
Dude, she gets fucking ass blasted when I cackle.
Maybe rephrase that.
I'd have already smothered you with a pillow by now.
Please do it. Just take me out.
He almost
yeah.
did. Don't tempt him.
yeah.
All right. So, is there anything else you guys want to discuss? Any observations that you had that you wanted to share, or anything else? Now's a good time to do that.
So, what did you? What? So, just one quick question. Those agents that attacked us.
If they were agents, yes.
They weren't Russian.
Really?
My guess that they would be probably someplace Eastern European, perhaps Yugoslavian, perhaps maybe perhaps one of the at least from the former Serbia, maybe Serbia, something the Eastern European at least, maybe Romanian possibly.
And Alexei, you would know that it's not unheard of for Russians to use people from
Oh
those
yes,
regions.
yeah.
But on something this high stakes, it
Mhm.
it is a little odd to you. I'll give you guys
Right.
a freebie.
Yes. There's a little thing. Normally, though, they would for this kind of but for something of this assignment, I would have thought that maybe um, KGB would be probably more directly involved, not hire out third party contractors essentially. And that's what they would be.
So this could be more complicado than we thought.
Yeah. Um, possibly, it could be, and maybe I'm just speculating this. I do want to ask Nikolai a question, and maybe this is not out of realm of possibility. Did he approach the? Did he when he does? But I will wait till if he arrives to ask him.
That would make it easier to ask him a question, yes.
Well, I don't think they try. Well, given my previous associations, I'm probably not going. It is probably going to be a little difficult. I'm not exactly what you would call a people person. Is that the right word in English? He turns to
No,
Dex.
you come on. You
He turns to
don't give
Dex. Says,
yourself enough
Is that
credit,
the
my friend.
right word? And is that the right word? Phrase people person. Is that it? Uh,
That's close enough.
pe- People are overrated anyway. I mean, they're not
Well, then
exactly.
tell me your question. I'll ask it for you.
Oh, okay. Did he try to give information about seeding technology to someone other else before the Americans? Before? Was there another party? Was there another group involved before us?
That would explain the involvement of these other unknown agents.
Possibly. I mean,
Anyway, since Michelson is taking his time, I'll tell you. Sergeant Melrose told me that among the objects on the agents, the deceased ones, firstly, their fingerprints were removed, which is not uncommon. As you all know in this business, criminals and agents have that in common. I almost did it myself once, but decided against it. Secondly, they found receipts and matchbooks, and he'll pull out a little notebook of this where he took his notes, and so from a place called, and I'll look at my own notes because I forgot the freaking name, the Tiger Claw. Some kind of bar or restaurant in another part of town. I don't have the specifics, but it seems that they had been there before.
Real quick. As he mentions that, Dex, you know that that the Tiger Claw is in fact a bar in Chinatown. It's next to a massage parlor, nod nod, wink wink, called the Silk Cat.
Hey, I remember that place. Oh, you walked past it a couple times.
Really?
No, not really. But
Oh.
that's
At any rate, we could perhaps gather information from this place should it become necessary.
Now, uh, GM.
Yes.
As we're discussing this conversation, you mentioned something about the burnt fingerprints, and is there any way Alexei would have associated that with any kind of? I mean, even with the fact that these guys are probably Eastern European or Yugoslav or whatever it is, and then he got burnt fingerprints. Is there any kind of thing that he would recall from his um, time in the Soviet military and everything? Like, heard of anyone doing something like this? Like some kind of special like group specifically that would do something like that would be known for this? Like maybe that they at all?
Um, give me an intelligence check.
All right.
So you're trying to see if, based on what you already know, if this thinks helps you think of any specific group for this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Um, it's not something that I mean, it's something that Soviet operatives have done before, but it's not something that they would just do arbitrarily. Because not having fingerprints can also make you stand out. And the sort of work that the KGB does, for example, a lot of times they're in situations where they're up close and personal with people, and they're in a position where people might notice that kind of thing.
Yeah. So he would be thinking, okay, these are definitely guys who are try to be outside of the think maybe would it be far fetched to say these guys might be outside of the known operatives then. Okay. Interesting. So he's like, so as he's hearing all this, he's nodding his head. He's like, okay. And just kind of thinking, says, so we go to this Tiger Claw basically to what they call stakeout, or or and see what happens if anything shows up. Is that what you're thinking, Leo?
I have not gotten that far yet. I've just been considering possible options, but I will wait to talk to Director Michelson, see what he thinks. Perhaps
So,
it's not necessary.
so at that time, Michelson, Peregrine, and Nikolai come out of the room, or they were giving him the debrief, and he looks back over at Petrenko and says, "Thanks again, very much for everything that you've done. I know it came at a great cost for you. Um, Stick close to Peregrine; she'll take care of you." And you see that Peregrine, because you remember she took a shitload. Shitload.
Took some damage, yeah.
She got shot a few times. But it looks like like her arms have been bandaged up. She hasn't had like a medicine skill check done on her, but she has had first aid. Um, so she's a little bit more patched up. Annette, I'm going to say the same thing for you. You haven't had medicine, but I'll say that Sarah probably patched you up with first aid when you came in. So go ahead and give yourself one more hit point, and probably the same with you, Alexi, when you got back.
Okay.
Worth it.
So give myself one more hit point
Yes,
afterwards.
yes.
Okay.
What were you saying, Kelsey? I'm sorry.
Still, I was saying it was still good.
Okay, don't give yourself one hit point. That's fine. Either way, it's up to you. You
Put
can,
the bullet back in.
yeah, put the bullet back in. That's fine. You're
No,
hardcore mode. The rest of us are fine. It's good. All right. So yeah, Michelson walks out and he goes, "All right, we're done with the debrief. We can go ahead and give her. We can go ahead and send Peregrine and Nikolai over to Venus."
This is where we're going to be keeping them. Excellent. I'm glad to see you two are unharmed. Well, relatively speaking.
And Leo, seeing as how we established that you'd worked with Annette before on things that involve Fleur Renault, yeah,
Right.
you know that Venus is the name of her mansion in Malibu.
I remember that part. Yep.
Yeah. And so Michelson says, "What?" Or I'm sorry, what did you say, Leo? Before that, before I'd mentioned that,
He's just saying to Petrenko and Peregrine that he's glad that they're okay. That they made it here
and
okay.
yeah, so they look back over at you and nod, and Peregrine kind of gives a half smile. Nikolai kind of nods really quickly, but it looks like he's like way more worried about Peregrine than anything else. So Michelson says we've got a van, so it's got a little bit higher carrying capacity. You can all make the trip, and I suggest, given what happened at the airport, that that you all go together. What's Will's situation? And he looks over at you, Leo.
He will require some additional time to recover. He took, unfortunately, many bullets. So he's stable, but he's a bit weak. Sergeant Melrose is with him. However, she had other information. She passed on information regarding, as I was just sharing with them, that the gentlemen we were fighting, they had their fingerprints removed, and they had receipts and matchbooks from the Tiger Bar.
The Tiger Bar.
That's what she said. Yes.
They
Or
will
Tiger
also.
Claw.
Yeah,
Yes, I'm sorry.
there you
The
Tiger
ink
Claw.
was a bit smudged here.
Yeah, Michelson's okay. Tiger Claw.
Lo
That
siento.
place I've heard of. It's over in Chinatown next to it. You know, it's not important.
They were. They also were not Russian.
They weren't
My
Russian.
guess, they weren't. My guess is we were talking things over. They were probably, from based on my observation, they were probably more closer to be probably Czechoslovakian, probably Romanian, somewhere Eastern European, probably hired contractors, more likely, rather than actual KGB agents.
Or perhaps there is more to this than initially seems. May I ask you a question, Mr. Petrinko?
Nikolai looks over at you. Yes, please should be asking a question. Yes.
Perhaps before you decided to defect to los Estados Unidos, you approached other countries to perhaps find a way out of Russia.
And he shakes his head. No. And he looks back over at Peregrine, like he's unsure of what all to say. And then Peregrine kind of nods at him, and she puts her hand up on his shoulder. It's all right. You can trust him. And Petrinko says, "No, Peregrine was the only person that I talked to. Offered me way out. Once I realized my country wanted to use my research as weapon, I was very uncomfortable. I would have gone to other countries, maybe had they approached me, but Peregrine was the first to do so,
I
and
see.
I felt confident in her ability to get me out of country."
It seems that confidence was well placed. Thank you. We were simply trying to account for any other foreign interests. Perhaps if you'd spoken to someone, that might explain that. But thank you for your honesty.
And he nods and gives you kind of a half smile. And Peregrine speaks up next to him and says, "Shit got real hairy in Berlin. We might have crossed paths with a lot of similarly interested parties. I couldn't even begin to tell you how many, but it might be tied into that. I don't know. My main concern was just to get Nikolai out of first Russia and then out of Berlin."
Of course.
And then
So-
go ahead. What were you saying, Leo?
I was going to say, it's like before we get too comfortable, I suppose we were changing venue.
And
Since we're
Michelson
going
says,
to.
yeah. Michelson says, "Yeah, that's something we need to get. We need to get on the road." And he looks over at you, Dex, and he's like, "Paul, what do you make of all this? What does your gut tell you? Do you think the Russians are still waiting to play their hand, and somebody else is looking into this, or what do you think's going on?" Alex, psst, act,
We can't hear you.
Alex,
Kelsey, if she's there.
Alex.
We've
Hear me
lost
now.
them.
Hello, sorry.
Okay, there we go. You're coming in now.
The mic unplugged itself, so can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
we're good.
what
And action.
My gut tells me is that if they're going to open fire in a U.S. Airport, immediately cause a massacre, that they're not done with them yet. We should move them quickly, but I'll point to like us, should go check out the Tiger Claw, because where if they're meeting up there, we might be able to nip this problem in the bud, take care of it.
And Michelson nods and he goes, "Yeah, but what about my question about do you think we're dealing with somebody else aside from the Russians, or do you think this is like part of a larger play by the Russians? What does your gut instinct tell you?"
Gut instinct is that there's always more. Is that there's always going to be
Hey, I'm back. Sorry that took me so long, guys.
So I think we should keep an eye out for other people. Might do that.
And
Not as
oh, go ahead.
well.
So after you say that, Dex, Harry Lyman hangs down the phone and he looks over at Michelson and he goes, from what I'm hearing across the pond, uh, it definitely sounds like there may be other operators involved. We've been losing some assets in Central Europe specifically, and all across Europe, and we don't suspect the Russians. So we're thinking we're thinking there might be somebody else involved.
We'll need to keep our guard up then.
Yes, I would. I'm trying to talk like Michael Caine, and it's not working.
That's
I would. I would definitely. I would. No, fuck it.
I
Pretend I'm
would
talking like
definitely.
Michael
I
Caine.
would definitely. That sounded Australian.
Hold on. We'll go theater of the mind. It's fine.
I would. I would definitely. I would definitely. I would definitely watch my back, governor. No, he wouldn't say governor.
I wouldn't take on.
Go.
Chaps.
Oi,
Alright.
motherfucker.
So
He's Australian now.
That's what I was
So then-
saying earlier. Yeah.
So Michelson looks back over at you, Dex, and goes like, "All right, now that Big Bill's out of the field for a little while, this is your call. You're in charge, Paul."
Yes, that was Agent Connolly's wish. He told me he wanted me to pass that on. He recommended Agent Paul to take over.
So go ahead and let's get Nikolai, let's get Peregrine out to Venus, and then you four go and see if go and see what you can find at this bar in Chinatown. And let's try to make it a little less of a shit show if we can than what happened at the airport.
Hell yeah,
Of
brother.
course.
We'll do our best, sir.
All right.
Before everyone leaves, where is the book that they kept the microfilm in?
Michelson's got it.
Okay. Yeah.
And
I just want to make sure. Yeah.
yeah,
Keep sure
and
I got track of it.
We leave it under the couch somewhere. Like, oh no.
Right.
I gotta get it to the drop point. He dumps it in the trash.
Right.
No, and again, yeah, it's under Michelson's arm. It's the
Okay.
same book as they walked in with. It is
Mhm.
it's a hardback book.
Right.
A copy of Windmill of the Gods by
Yes.
Sidney
Yeah.
Sheldon. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let me get everybody ready on the other map here. Give me a second.
Okay.
Do we have just the one what was Crown Vic we took over there?
No, Michelson did just moments ago say that
Hey, we got a van. Yeah.
that they've
We have
got
a van.
a
So we'll all be
nondescript
going.
white van for you guys,
Let's do it all together. As a
so
team.
that everyone could go.
The stakeout van. We got to stay.
Perfect.
We
Right.
won't be using it for that, but we might later.
Well, it could. Yeah. I'm just
All right.
saying,
Can't tell if my accent's getting better or worse.
Mike's fine.
Guys, it's called Chekhov's stakeout for a reason.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you see a stakeout van in the first act, someone better be staking out.
Right.
Okay, so as you're driving to Malibu, first thing I need to know,
Mhm.
who's driving and who's up in the shotgun.
I will drive.
Oh,
Okay.
I will probably be shotgun, I guess.
I would recommend that as well because I don't think Peregrine would want him in the back with her.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Peregrine's are-
I want
Remember-
you as far the fuck away from her as possible.
I wouldn't blame her at all.
And,
or
I mean,
even-
remember, Peregrine didn't even want Alexei coming along for this.
no, absolutely. Yeah.
So
He's a sweetheart when you get to know him, though.
So we're gonna put Peregrine, and basically we're looking at this van. We've got 3 rows of 2.
Mhm.
So we've got Dex, and well, hell, I'll just show you. We'll go to the highway map here.
Yep.
So this is how you guys are in the
Right.
van as you're heading out to Malibu. You're heading west out to Malibu. Is there anything you guys want to discuss while you're on the way out there? Any other awkward, suspicious questions from Alexei?
So Alexei would just probably just go. So Base mentions something like Nikolai says. So why clouds? Why see cloud? I mean, why see cloud? What is this? That seems interesting to why see what were you hoping to just what were you hoping to accomplish with seeding clouds?
And so Nikolai's about to speak up, and then Peregrine puts an arm on his chest, and then she looks over at you, Alexi, and says, "That's on a need-to-know basis, and right now you do not need to know."
Fair enough. I just thought it'd be you know I just thought it'd be just kind of curious. I mean, of all the things you could, I mean, of all the things to invent at something like this, I mean, I would think there'd be more interesting use. I mean, probably a lot more places that would be useful, like maybe more arid countries, like maybe say Afghanistan, for example, could use a lot more rain as opposed to, you know, countries that have more, rain. But
And
outside,
Annette and Leo, I'll give you guys this as a freebie since you can see this from the back. She is wickedly sketched out by him
uh,
right now.
I mean,
yeah.
to be fair, even like Will,
To
the
be
guy,
fair,
the guy who extracted him is still suspicious of him.
it's still sus about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, we also just met him yesterday as well.
That's
so-
true. Yeah.
Well, except for Will, but he's not here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Alexi's sitting here, questioning Nikolai. What are the rest of you doing? Do you take note
I'm
of
just,
that? Or
I've just
are you
been watching
interested,
how
or
this
what are
plays
you?
out.
Yeah.
Light a cigarette.
Because I am tired of this shit. All fucking ready. I'm going to turn to Alexi and be like, Alexi, please
Yeah.
stop asking questions.
But questions is how we learn, right? Yeah. I mean,
Perhaps
we
You're
should
try
Elvis,
to learn
Elvis
something else.
I mean, if we did not ask questions, Elvis would not be the greatest American icon of all time, y'all.
Oh.
Well, our guests have been through a lot today. Perhaps we give them a moment to collect their thoughts.
Yeah. Fair enough. And so Alexi goes, very well, and he gets out like basically he gets out a cassette tape, and he basically says, "I said music, anyone."
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
We can, Annette and I can tell you, Mr. Petrenko, how about this, where we're heading. And I will share the knowledge that I have prior
And-
about the location.
and by the way, the song that plays on the cassette tape is a little less conversation, a little more action.
I thought it would be Suspicious Minds.
That too, it's got on there as well. Yeah, that's probably one of the other one tracks that goes on there.
Dex
But-
is Dex is driving a little, I guess a little bit slower than like I guess most of the traffic, and he's like staying in the right lane, cause he's seeing if anyone is like not passing him. Like,
Okay.
We're trying to keep an eye out if someone's following them.
What, you mean slower
me-
than 0 miles per hour?
No, we're on the highway, he means.
We're
We're
on
just trying to see if we're being followed, which is smart.
But we're on the the LA
That's
one.
what,
We're on the
that was the
101
that was the joke.
Yeah.
Also one thing to note, like when you guys got in the van, the radio was on, and it was on what have what is the pop, one of the pop stations there.
Mhm.
But when you got on, there wasn't music. They were talking about a drug deal gone wrong at Los Angeles International Airport, and that it was closed off as a crime scene right now
Surprised
because of
Pikachu
a
face
massive
got
ignored
JPEG.
that.
that had happened.
Mm.
When we left when we did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to run into those drug dealers.
So Dex, while you're looking to see if you're getting followed, go ahead and give me a. Actually, I'll let you and Alexi both give me a spot hidden check up front.
Okay. Fair enough. All right.
And I'll let Annette and Leo give me a spot hidden check as well, since they're
Ooh,
looking at the back.
nice. Okay.
I spend 6 on a hard. Wait, no, I spend 1. Give me that. I'm spending 1 to get it to hard.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that too.
I'm
I mean, might as
distracted by
well,
my
right?
storytelling.
Okay.
Oh, now I
all
don't
right.
want to do luck here. Oh, excuse me. 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll spend one luck to make that a hard success.
Wait, that.
Alexi,
oh,
you're
roll the. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Alexi, you rolled twice, didn't you?
No,
yeah,
I
that was
You
rolled
right.
rolled
a
luck
no,
accidentally, yeah. I think we're
All
trying
right,
to
I
change
rolled
the
luck
Alexi-
accidentally.
All right. So Alexi, you're doing. You're spinning it to make it a hard success.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So Dex. Were you spending luck, or are you just going on that
I'm
one?
spending 6 luck to go down to 14. so I have a hard success.
Damn.
You
All
are
right.
losing.
So, Dex, you don't notice. Oh, no, let me retract that. You do see what looks like kind of a beige sedan. You know, that looks like maybe it's trying to like move in and out of traffic to stay close. Um, and you know, it's enough to put it on your radar. Um, but eventually it swerves over to the right. Um, and you can see that you can see as they're passing you that it looks like it's a wife yelling at her husband from the passenger seat, and she's got a map, and the husband's like yelling back at her, and they finally exit.
Oh, would you shut the fuck up, woman? I was with mine for 48 hours yesterday.
Damn.
Okay.
Alexi,
Yes.
you spot something else.
Okay.
You don't see any cars following you, and after you turn your attention back away from to see if anyone's following you, you see a billboard for Disneyland or for Disneyland, and
Okay.
It's got Mickey Mouse looking like a tourist, and he's in a car, and he's all happy and waving and everything with his big hamburger helper hand, you know.
Yep. Yep.
Um, and you notice that there's graffiti on either side of Mickey's head.
Okay.
One of them on the left side is the what's the Russian alphabet called? I can't remember.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's a name. There's a name for it. Yeah.
Hang on. Let me see here. What's it called? Cyrillic. Cyrillic. That's what it's called.
Cyrillic. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's the Cyrillic character for M.
Okay.
And on the other side of Mickey's head is a 6.
Okay.
And it's on the billboard. It's on either side of Mickey's head, but it's directly under Anaheim because Disneyland is in Anaheim, California.
Right.
So you notice that it's Anaheim and then M6 on the other side of Mickey's head.
Okay.
Mickey Mouse is a Russian agent, confirmed.
Yeah.
Ha ha! Take that, you dirty
And
capitalist! Ha ha!
I can tell you what that means. Hang on here. I'll whisper it to you.
Okay. All right.
Hi everybody, I'm Disney's flagship character! Ha ha!
They did use
That's not
someone
bad.
from They did use
Mhm.
someone from Project Paperclip to make something for the parks.
Oh.
I can't remember his name currently, but the guy who helped make all of the American rockets made the U-2 rockets for the Nazis because he just wanted to make rockets. He didn't want to make murderous rockets.
Mhm.
Well, I
wanted to
mean,
make fun
here's-
rockets.
here's-
Oh, was
here's-
that Lloyd von Braun? That wasn't von Braun, was it?
It is von Braun, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's what I
think
thought,
his
yeah.
I think his assumption.
Von Braun and Walt became really close friends. So von Braun gifted Walt a shell of a U-2 rocket, and I think it's still in Anaheim.
I think
What a weird gift.
Here, have
Okay.
this. Here, have this missile.
I mean, in
Okay.
fairness, a lot of
It's super futuristic. I love it.
Oh no, I'm not saying it's. I just think it's like here.
That's
Have
vaguely threatening.
Here,
He was also
It's-
part
it-
of
but
the
that-
group that
but
was
that-
brought over by Project Paperclip.
well,
Okay,
I'm just saying but that's kind of like who's the head of Warner Brothers right now?
Money ahead.
Or let's just say fucking Jim Lee. Let's say like fucking some guy from Lockheed Martin just came to Jim Lee and said, "Here, have an ICBM. We don't know what you're gonna do with it, but have it anyways."
I feel like that's
Well, you
vaguely
know,
threatening when
The
you
other
send someone a
person you
missile.
mentioned, Alex, actually, I think
Well,
he
what about the warheads
he
gone?
worked on tile stuff. Because I know for living with the land in Epcot, it was actually tiled by an ex-Nazi. So not much.
Heinz Haber did. He later co-hosted Disney's Man in Space with von Braun when the Eisenhower administration asked Disney to produce a show championing the civilian use of nuclear power. Hans Haber was given the assignment. He hosted a Disney broadcast called Our Friend the Adams and wrote a popular children's book with the same title.
You know, Disney
Everything turns out okay.
Disney loved that shit. Disney loved space travel and loved loved nuclear power. Thought it was super cool. You know, is actually still in the books, a thing for Epcot to have a nuclear power plant through the Reedy Creek community, and it's perfectly fine because Disney owns it. But they didn't do it for good reasons.
So, Mr. DM, how would I put any kind of whisper thing back?
You
Type
do.
/gem, I think.
You type. Yeah. You type W/W space
Okay.
GM.
Okay. All right.
Forgotten how much I love this office chair. I've been sitting on a bar stool for the last week and a half.
Oh
Happy for
no.
you.
Jesus, you spending that much time in
Saga
bars?
has
No,
continued.
at my dad's house.
Your dad doesn't have like regular chairs.
He does, but I'm not allowed in his office. And there's
I wouldn't.
it's the closest thing. It's the closest plug in the house.
I wouldn't let you in my office either.
Fair, yeah. I think
Okay.
that's.
Being in the early
He knows you well.
Yeah.
being in your late 20s means getting an office chair.
And being excited about it too.
I don't know why I sounded so depressed when I said that. Just
Listen, having a comfy
Okay.
chair is exciting. I mean, if you don't appreciate that, then that's on you.
Oh, it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I've
I
got
bought
to.
I bought the shack
No,
chair. Oh, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
no, that's fine. I just gotta continue talking. I've got to adjust a couple of things
I
around.
bought
Okay.
I bought the shack chair for like $400, and it broke, and I'm kind of mad. But
I remember that chair gate.
on the same token though, I bought this chair for like less than half of that, and it's been worth every penny. I think I've owned it long enough that shit, I think I've owned it long enough that like I've only spent like $1 a day on it. Based. So
Oh, I
I've
guess
got
the value goes up from here, right?
When I
All
get
right.
when we can move to a bigger apartment, or get a house, whichever comes first, I'm getting a lazy boy. I'm gonna nap the fuck out of it in there all the time.
You think it's gonna be your chair. I do apologize.
It's
It's gonna be my
gonna be
chair.
it's gonna be my chair. Go down anywhere else. You can lay on the floor for all I care.
All
You're
right.
my lazy boy.
All right. Let's go ahead and keep on. Let's move.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So eventually, and it takes you about an hour, and I'll put it on the map here so you can see where we're going. You're going from here all the way over to here, and with traffic, it's going to take you about an hour to get out to Malibu.
Okay.
Where is it?
Hang on.
Get there?
Here, to point
I
5.
I don't know the area. You might be
That's
on
fine.
DM right?
Yeah, I
There
was.
you
Can you not see it now?
Yes, I see it now.
Okay. So it takes you about an hour. We're gonna say well, we're about to move back over to the map. You don't have to move yourselves out there. We're gonna say it's probably close to probably about 4 p.m. right now as you guys are arriving. As you arrive up to or you take the exit off of to get down to where it is, and we'll say that like even though you're driving out there, you've never been out there. We'll say that Annette and Leo are able to navigate you that way. Um, as you exit off of the highway to get on the drive, it's a long driveway that goes back. Probably you're on pavement probably for about 500 feet as you're going back towards the
Mm-hmm.
ocean, and then you see the mansion. We'll go ahead and move over there. It's a very
Ooh.
nice mansion overlooking the ocean. Annette and Leo, you would know that this place has sublevels, so it's not a mansion that goes up; it's a mansion that goes down.
Even better.
And you know that like on the top of it, she's got like a helicopter pad,
Ooh.
and then like even a couple of levels below the main floor, there's actually like she's got like a big Olympic sized pool down there and spa and all this other cool shit. But yeah, you're as you come in, you go the 500 feet, you come up to a security gate, and you have to talk to a gentleman wearing a suit. He's got a submachine gun in his hand. He's holding an Uzi.
shit.
As you come up to the checkpoint, and he says, "Can I help you?" What business do you have here?
We're bringing someone in.
Okay. Annette and Leo, you guys have been here before. If you want to speak up and say something from the back, you can. Like,
Or just
think of a way
let
that,
me suffer.
yeah, or let Dex suffer. But it's up to you, because you two have actually been here before. You've probably been, you're familiar with her security process and all that other stuff. If you want to chime in and try to smooth it over with this guard, you can. Because remember, you guys didn't call out before you came. You just okay, let's go.
Wow, that's
Oh,
true.
shit. It's kind of just dawning on me. Oh, we forgot to call her. I will yell up from the back. Sorry. I'll be like, it is me, Annette. We are seeking to speak with and her name was
House?
the lady of the house. Yeah.
Fleur Renault, and I'll spell it in chat.
Or Renault.
Um.
Oh yeah, she's in
we're
the
seeking
character
to speak
sheet.
with Mademoiselle uh, Renault, please.
Yes.
Hang on, I gotta type something out. All right. Is that all you say, Madame Renault, please?
I say that I give my name saying that
Oh,
we're
okay.
wishing to speak with Madame Renault, please.
Um, do you want to do persuasion or charm? I don't even know if you have charm.
I don't.
I think she's got something. Chamber.
Let me. Where's the mouse? The mouse has disappeared.
You have 60 in charm and 10 in persuade. I feel
So
like you just
sounds like a good idea.
yeah. Or I'm gonna throw it on a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Also, since a couple of you made spot hidden checks earlier, but also spent luck. Remember that anything you spend luck on doesn't count as having
A dot.
as
Right.
putting a dot on it. Yeah.
No.
All right.
Ooh, close
So
success.
Ooh.
But
yeah. All
Hee
right.
hee hoo
So
hoo ha ha.
So Annette, you kind of smooth things over a little bit, and you see that the bodyguard at the front, and this isn't this guy. This is at the front gate. Looks like he may even remember you a little bit from having been here previously. And he just kind of nods and waves back and says, "All right, very well. Move on to the main house. There will be another guard up there. Part of our routine is they're going to frisk you when you come up, so just be aware." And he kind of he lifts the gate up and then waves you through. You're still in the car. What do you do, Dex?
you can drive forward now.
Dex.
The gas pedal on the right.
Dex, it's the vertical pedal on the right. It's not going to hurt you. What are you doing? If you're talking again, we
Your
can't.
mic may have come undone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I gotta. It's happening more and more often. Yeah. The guy waves in. We're going. I'm
He's
gonna.
fiddling with the clutch for a minute, like, hang
Okay.
on.
Is the clutch
Yeah.
is a little gun.
Yeah, you kind of
Very
grind the
well.
gears, and
Fine.
the guy, not, he silently judges you, but it's pretty obvious he's judging you.
Yeah. Those sunglasses can't hide anything.
Yeah.
I'll,
So
forward.
you guys drive up and you park. You start making your way around, and there is a bodyguard who says, "Step over here, please, against the wall."
Don't worry, I remember this gentleman. He has a soft touch.
And this bodyguard, you can see there's another couple bodyguards off to the side who also have Uzis.
Yep.
He
Let's be nice to them.
he's not armed, but yeah, as you guys line up, he starts disarming you. He starts like frisking you, and he doesn't like take your weapons, but he frisks you in a way that like obviously like he's finding your weapons as you go along, and he's like, I need that, please. It'll be given to you when you return. He gets over to Peregrine. He gets over to Peregrine and starts frisking her, and then like he's pulling out like all these like smaller knives, or noticing all of her like, okay, I need the one in your boot. I need the other one in your boot. I need the one in the other boot.
So one
It's
strap to
pretty
your
obvious.
thigh, the one strap
Yeah,
to
yeah.
your side, the one stuck in your hair.
Yeah, the other one in your hair. All right. But yeah, after a while, Petrenko didn't have anything on him. It was pretty obvious, he's a civilian. But yeah, he takes your guns, and he's like, step through the doors and head upstairs, please.
Very well. Thank you very much, sir.
So you head up with Peregrine and Nikolai in tow.
Oh, I
And
like the layout of this.
yeah, you guys are coming up the stairs here.
Cozy.
This does feel like a future house from the 80s.
Future
Mhm.
house from the 80s.
Yeah, so Dex, you're the first one to come through. You can see that there's another bodyguard here who's like kind of blocking your access from the rest of the house. But he's just kind of pointing ahead. He's pointing politely, but he's like, please, that way.
Directing us.
Yeah.
Nodding to lead out this way.
Annette, move up so the rest of us can move up.
Well, Dex just moved, so Annette's got to wait until Dex is done because they're on the same.
Oh, it's true. I forgot.
Yeah. There we go. But yeah, you see a woman down here watching a big screen TV on in here, and the TV she's watching. Actually, this bodyguard holds up his hand as you get close to him. Dex says, "Wait here, please. What is your name?"
Dex Paul, and I assume you're going to use yourself because you know her.
I will wave to the guards that I probably all already know, and I'm like, it's Annette again.
And he goes, "Oh yes, Mr. Bob. Please, right this way." And he motions you down to come in here. And yeah, as you guys start filtering down in here into the little living area of this very posh mansion. Yeah, she's got the big screen TV going, watching what's happening out at the airport, watching CNN. Because in '87 there wasn't really a lot of other options for.
There was CBS, NBC, ABC,
I'm
PBS,
talking.
and
I'm talking about
CNN.
like cable news. There was only like.
Local.
Oh,
Yeah.
cable. Yeah, there
Yeah.
was like nothing.
I know the networks, but this is cable news.
Right.
So, but she's yeah, she sees you, Annette, and she rises up and she's like, Annette, it's so good to see you again. And she gives you like polite kisses on the cheek.
Turn them because
The
we
very
know
European kiss thing.
pleasantries.
Yep.
European.
And let me move the other people down into here.
Yeah, I'm waiting here.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
and
kind of like, what's going on?
and then Floor turns and sees all the people coming in, and she's like, "Please make yourself comfortable. They're watching this unpleasantness on the TV from the airport."
Quite unpleasant.
And we'll say Peregrine just sort of comes over here with Nikolai, and they kind of stand off to the side.
Gonna lean on the piano.
Alexei will sit down.
Okay.
Real casual.
Yeah.
Makes himself
Yeah.
at home.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Because we have spent a lot of time together as friends.
Okay. So Annette, you sit down next to her on the couch. Leo, what are you doing? Are you stand over there by Dex or?
Yeah, I'll stand for now.
Okay.
Off to the edge here since
All right.
I know them both as well.
And as you sit down next to her, Annette, you notice she's got the same familiar ring on that she wears on her right hand. It is it's a gold ram's horn studded in diamonds on like a gold band.
Fancy.
It is a beautiful ring, as always.
And she looks at you, Annette, and she says, "Have you heard of this already? This unpleasantness at the airport is some sort of drug deal, they say."
Yep. Yep. We were actually at the airport a bit before it started going off and going crazy.
Oh, I hope you were not caught up in all of this violence then.
I put my hand on my hip where I got shot. Yeah, totally didn't.
C'est moi, she says in shock. Annette, are you all right? Do you should we take you to hospital? Are you okay?
No, I'm fine. It was just a graze.
And she looks over at you, Leo, and as she sees you, she realizes, this is not like Annette making
It's
a
not a
social
social call.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like, "Oh, Leo, hello. It's good to see you again, yes?"
Yes, Senora Renault. Sorry to invade your house like this, but unfortunately, as you can see, this is not a social call.
And she looks over at the other people that she hasn't seen before, everyone from Dex and Nikolai and Peregrine, all the way down to Alexei, and she's like, "I see. What is it we can do for you here at Venus?"
Well, I don't know how Dex wants. It'll look to Dex honestly because he's
Yeah.
the lead on this. How do you want to
Okay.
phrase this?
I thought I started talking. Hear me. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Good. We actually need a favor. This here is these two next to me here. I'll kind of gesture to Nikolai and Peregrine. Uh, they are people of interest that we want to keep safe. We're hoping we could work out something where they could uh, stay in the safest place in Los Angeles. Here.
And Floor looks at Annette and says, "They are, as some would say, friends of yours."
We, they are friends of mine.
Well, friends of yours are friends of mine. And she looks over at Nikolai and Peregrine, and she smiles very pleasantly and says, "You are welcome here, of course. You are welcome to enjoy all that we have here in the beauty of Malibu." And Nikolai just kind of nods, and Peregrine looks back at her and says, "Well, thank you very much. That's very, very kind of you." And then Flora looks over at you, Dex, and says, "How long would they need to be here?"
Mentioned a couple days at least. We have some things to take care of for and some things need to die down before we hit them moving.
I see. I see. Very good. We will take good care of them. They will want for nothing, and they will be safe. And she kind of points back to her bodyguards, who are all heavily armed.
Thank you very much, Miss Renault.
Thank you. And Director Michelson sends his regards.
Oh yes, tell Ben I said hello, and that gorgeous rascal Harry Lyman too. Tell him he must come see me soon.
I will pass
I
the
will
message on.
giggle at that.
And then she stands up and she goes over and kind of shakes hands with Nikolai and Peregrine and says, "Come, I will show you where you can stay. You want separate rooms for you?" And then Peregrine just kind of shakes her hands, goes, "I need to be where I can see him at all times." And then Fleur is like, "Oh, say no more. I understand. Yes." And she kind of winks and she's like, "Very good. They will be safe here. Tell Ben Michelson if anything happens or if we need anything, we will call." Where is he staying?
We are currently at the Beverly Hills Hotel.
Very good. If something should arise, we will let you know. Here, please, to take this. And she steps over and she hands both Leo and Dex her business card. And it's got the direct number here to Venus on her card.
Much obliged, Senora.
Well, be careful. And she moves back over here towards Nikolai and Peregrine and says, "Be careful. If this was involved," and she points back to the TV. It's got live footage from the airport. And she goes, "If this was a part of that, then I'm glad to see that you are safe, and be careful."
Always, Senora.
And she smiles, and the bodyguard kind of moves back over here, like, "Oh, okay, we're good to go, folks." And he kind of motions back towards the stairs. We won't force you
Just
to
get
move all the way
get
back
the
to the
fuck
map.
out.
We'll
Is
stop
there
by the
is
gift shop on our way out.
is
Buy a
there
T-shirt.
is there anything else you want to talk to her about or mention before you leave? Now's the time to do it. Any awkward
Let's.
questions from Alexi? Anything like that?
No, Alexi's just basically sitting there watching this whole thing, not saying a word. It's just basically like,
Watch the
and
news. Oh my god.
watch, probably just looking, probably just like taking cursory glances around the place.
Sorry, I'll confirm with Peregrine, like she says, like, uh, if you could mention that they should be ready for uh, a armed assault, then just in case, that'd be great.
And who are you saying that to?
I was saying it's a Peregrine. It's kind of, it feels kind of awkward.
Yeah, the guard's like, excuse me.
There might be a like armed assault here, so I was telling
And
to keep that in mind.
yeah,
So
Peregrine.
if they're willing to shoot up an airport, they're more than willing to shoot up a private manor.
Yeah, so Peregrine nods and she says, "I'll let her know, and I'll talk to whoever her head of security is around here."
I think that's it then. You have the number for our hotel. Just give us a ring if you need anything.
We will. Hopefully we're done. I think as soon as Michelson can arrive to get us back out east, we'll be gone as soon as he can get that going.
Think the
And
last.
you know that when she says back east, she's talking about Langley.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There. When they got
So, but she says, she kind of comes over to you, Dex, and she's like, thank you and your people once again for everything that you've done for us. We appreciate it.
He'll we're I'm sure we're I'm sure everyone here is happy to help, including Will back at the hospital. I'm sure he sends his regards and he hopes the best for you guys.
Yes, tell him, give him our thanks as well.
Well,
All right.
take our leave.
Is there anything else you guys want to do? Do you want to like try to look for anything while you're on your way out, anything like that, or?
Just out of curiosity, are these blue sections? They're windows, correct?
Yeah, they're overlooking the sea.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Are they
Ah.
bulletproof windows?
Are they what?
Are they
Bulletproof.
Oh yeah, I do. Well, yeah.
I mean, with the kind of security she's got around that, you would probably assume,
Yeah,
that yeah.
Just pull out your gun and
Yeah.
shoot it a couple times just to be sure.
I'm pretty sure this place is like a little.
Oh, Alexi will go. Will basically go. Raise. Will basically go. Clear his throat.
Still the height of the Cold War. They probably got a bomb shelter here too. They're fine.
Yeah. And he clears his. Alexi clears his throat again.
Oh yeah.
Toilet. And he like shrugs.
Yeah, the bodyguard is saying, "Can we take a moment?" Well,
Yeah, you guys have a crapper.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you mentioned that, this bodyguard is like, right this way, sir.
Okay.
And
So
he
he
travels
falls.
all the
He
way. He travels all the way
falls
down
where he
here,
is. Yeah.
and
And
he just sort of stays where he is, and he motions
mhm,
in front to the little door in front of him. He's
right.
like, through that door and into the room through the next door.
Yeah. And so Alexi nods. He goes in there, and yeah. And while he's in, so he's basically kind of like does his business thing. While he's in there, he's just kind of again you know, looking at this place and everything like this. So it's like potentially like just out of curiosity, like I mean, like where this bathroom is in relation to the rest of the house and everything. Because I take it this is all downstairs, correct?
No, this is on the first floor.
Oh, this is on the
Yeah,
first
this is
floor.
on the first
Okay.
floor.
Now, if he's looking out this window, where is it in relation to every place else?
This is literally looking out the front towards the ocean.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's all. So this is all come from the beach side. Okay. And yeah, because he's. I don't know if I want to say this. It's kind of it's because awkward. It's like if there's any kind of position, just out of curiosity in his own mind, like how secure this particular part of the house is.
I mean, it looks secure enough. I mean, there's a window into the bathroom, but I mean,
Okay.
the glass is very thick.
Mm-hmm.
It looks. I mean, it looks secure
It looks
enough,
pretty
especially
solid. Okay. All right.
especially with all the bodyguards swarming around everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
No
Mm-hmm.
obvious points of weak security then.
Right. Yeah. That's kind of what he's. That's always kind of in the back of his mind, kind of his little sniper thing going on
You're
a
trying
little
to
bit.
think like, I guess if I was trying to get to this guy,
If I was
would I
trying to
have a
get in
point?
here,
Would I have a point of
try,
entry?
what would I be? Where would I go? Like trying to think a little bit like how these other guys.
Like none of the windows, for example, have they don't open up. They're all
Yeah.
just
Okay.
solid like floor length windows.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
You would have to you'd have to be like a cat burglar and use like cut through the glass somehow. But even then,
Oh.
it's
Okay. Yeah. So
so
this.
thick you don't know that it can. And from where you're looking out, you can also see that there's still those same bodyguards that were out front, kind of patrolling up and down.
So a very heavily secure safe house area,
Yeah,
but also pretty obvious very obvious security. Yeah.
It's probably why it was suggested in the first place.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
place
Yeah.
lives up to its reputation. Then.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So Alexei goes ahead and does his then he washes his hands, and while he's doing all this stuff, he's basically singing. He's probably just like doing like a little weird, probably like almost like if you imagine like what song would he be singing here while he's doing his business like
Do we need to know his poop song?
No,
it's important to the lore, George.
What the fuck is this shit? I'm going home. No. I'm killing the stream. This shit's pointless.
Come on, this is important lore, obviously.
Well, no, I actually do need to go. I actually do need to end the stream so I can.
He has to go anyway. Yeah.
Okay. Well, he is basically.
Goodbye, Chad. Sorry you won't see the rest of this.
Oh, too bad.